Hi, I'm Danielle Pillet-Shore, Associate Professor of Communication at the University of New Hampshire. Welcome to this video abstract for my journal article entitled When to Make the Sensory Social, Registering in Face-to-Face Openings. I've published this article in the journal Symbolic Interaction in a special issue examining the senses in social interaction. So, what is registering? Well, imagine you're arriving to your friend's home, and as you walk through the door, they comment on the clothing that they see you're wearing, calling joint attention to or registering your outfit.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Oh, the growth fit.
Gray on gray.
I literally was about to walk over and I was like, I need a sweatshirt.
Now imagine you're entering a school meeting room for a conference with your child's teacher, and you see a paper trimmer like this laying on the floor in this open position. This is the referent that Dad registers here.
Oh wow, look at that. Is that a safe way to leave that big blade?
You're noticing old art. You know what? This is a room that's been not used
For a while.
Yeah.
Registering is a basic and pervasive communicative action through which people establish joint attention and intersubjectivity. Registering refers to the linguistic and embodied ways that people call joint attention to a selected, publicly perceivable referent so others shift their sensory attention to it. Through this action, interactional co-participants invoke a present, personal, perceptual experience so they may immediately share it, thereby making the sensory social. For this research, I've collected hundreds of cases showing participants registering not only visible reference, as in the two previous excerpts, but also audible and palpable and olfactable reference. For instance, as Jane is entering her friend's apartment, she delivers a registering utterance by calling joint attention to an olfactable referent while still at the door's threshold.
Hello. What's up? It smells so good in here. Is that you?
And shortly after entering his friend's apartment, Greg delivers a registering utterance by calling joint attention to an olfactable referent.
Hello.
How come we don't have room ball today?
Hi.
Tomorrow.
This room smells.
What?
Ew. Open a window. Gross.
You may have detected a pattern here. An opportune site for producing and examining the social action of registering is the opening phase of face-to-face interaction. Since the beginning of a co-present encounter is a time of heightened exposure to novel sensory stimuli and also a time of heightened self and other awareness and attentiveness. During openings, participants observably display that they're monitoring for diverse and distributed manifestations of the self, including presentation of participants' bodies, for example, how people look and smell and sound, as well as participants' self-extensions, such as how a person's residence looks or smells. I've been investigating this action as part of studying how people open face-to-face encounters, conducting a conversation analytic examination of well over 500 video-recorded, naturally occurring openings between English-speaking people in the United States. One of my goals is to present holistic findings describing the recurrent actions that parties use to constitute the entire co-present opening phase of interaction. And this article is focused on one of these, registering. Now, interactional co-participants often refer to this action as noticing. In the article, I provide a detailed data-based explanation for why I've not been able to analytically warrant use of the term noticing, and why I found the term registering more useful. My article examines sequence initial actions that register reference for which a participant is regarded as responsible. It's a referent that someone in the interaction clearly owns. My findings demonstrate a systematic preference organization which observably guides when and how people initiate registering sequences sensitive to ownership of the target referent and displayed stance, positive or negative, toward that target referent. I show how people use registering an owned referent as a vehicle for doing other stance-implicative actions, including most commonly complimenting, self-deprecating to preempt a fellow participant's potential criticism, fishing for another's praise, or implicitly criticizing a fellow participant. By registering owned reference during conversational openings, participants not only move to solve the practical problem of topic initiation or what to talk about early in an emergent encounter, they also, and perhaps more importantly, move to achieve and renew the character of their social relationships, calibrating the exact degree of intimacy or distance between them by putting face and affiliation very much on the line. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy reading my article.